Hello, I'm Jeremy. I'm Jason Hadfield's older brother, and I live in Alaska. One of the questions I get often asked by people who live on the outside is it true that Alaskan summers have no night and Alaskan winters have no day? To which I respond, no, not really. In some parts, perhaps, depending on the season. But for about 3/4 of Alaska, that is not true. Although there are extremes of light and dark that you don't normally see. And I'll explain that in a minute. Now, as you already know, the Earth is situated on about a 23-degree axial tilt. And this is responsible for our seasons and the corresponding changes between light and dark between summer and winter. But this axial tilt means that there are parts of the Earth that always get light at one part of the Earth's orbit, and on the opposite side of the sun always get dark. And these are the regions of the Earth that define the Arctic and the Antarctic circles. Now, Alaska is situated about 1/3 of Alaska is situated within the Arctic Circle, but so also are parts of Canada, Russia, and Scandinavia. And so they also experience these extremes of light and dark like we get up here north of the Brooks Range. But just south of the Arctic, you also get extremes of light and dark, although not quite to the extreme that you find in the Arctic Circle. And the effects between light and dark, between summer and winter, are felt less and less the closer you get to the equator. What this means from the perspective of someone actually standing on the Earth means that the further south you get, the more regular you get these east to west sun cycles that you're used to. You know, the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Well, here where I live in Alaska, we get those too, but usually for only about a couple of weeks, like around maybe March or around September or October. The rest of the time we get extremes in the north and south. Now, like I said, I don't live in the Arctic Circle. I live about 300 miles south of it. And so we don't get the 24-hour light or dark, depending on whether it's summer or winter. But instead, the sun does some pretty unusual things as well. Now, right now, it's late November, and so the sun will rise in the south and set in the south. Now, that doesn't mean it goes straight up and down, but rather it starts over around the top of the Alaskan mountain range, makes a very small arc, and then sets again in the south. Now, in the summer, just the opposite is true, only it's a little bit more pronounced. The sun will rise in the north, make a big old circle in the sky, and then set in the north. And that is an Alaskan summer and winter.